Alright, so just covering here what you get in our TPMS set. Now this is a TPMS set that's going to work with our head units. So it's going to give you live sort of pressures and temps from your tyres. It can take up to 12 sensors. So here we just have external sensors at the moment. The system also will work with internal sensors, and we will release those as well. External sensors are just like easier, obviously screw them straight into your valve caps, pretty straightforward. Internal sensors, the tyre has to come off and they just fit, and you replace the actual valve stem, and the internal sensor actually sits inside the tyre. So you get your sensors, external sensors here, they obviously screw on, sort of waterproof, built tough, they're going to last, that's fine. They have a small CR battery inside, which is like a coin battery, which you can replace. We use Maxwell, like a decent brand like lithium ones in here, and we will have spares of those on our website. You just unscrew that to replace them. Probably going to get sort of 2 to 3 years out of them, depending how often you're driving, obviously, because that's when they're going to be activated. So that's the sensors. So you can obviously screw these onto your car, like bus, truck, or onto your trailer or caravan as well. So we have like a 6 sensor kit here. So you can see they've each got like a number on them. Front left normally starts with like 1, and then front right becomes 2, and so on. In this little bag here we have lock nuts, which you spin on first, and then like back against the sensor, and a spanner to help do those up. Then you have the USB receiver. So this is going to plug into this cable here, our USB one. Plugs in like so, obviously clicks onto where the little clip bit is. You'll hear it go click. And then you can slide in that little grey locking tab. That's all locked in now. This here you'll be like mounting pretty much underneath your passenger seat, or like kind of near your centre console, like down the bottom of your car there. This here is going to plug into one of the USB units coming out of a head unit, and basically these are going to talk wirelessly to one another. So if you just got a car with like 4 sensors, that's all you've got to do, and you'll be good to go. So that's what you get in the kit for that. Now if you've got over 4 sensors, then you would have got a repeater in the kit as well. Now the reason for that, so this is if it's a 6, 8 or 10 sensor kit, you're most likely going to be using the rear ones on a caravan or trailer or whatnot, and the distance is going to be a bit further. So you need a repeater to help increase that distance. So repeater works the same, plugs in, push your clip in, like so, or not like so. And then this needs a power source. So obviously a 12 volt power source. So majority of people will take this off their trailer plug, or maybe you've got Anderson plug or whatever else you have back there for like a power source. You're probably going to be mounting this on the A-frame of your caravan. And what I would suggest I like doing is just zip tie it in place at first. This is super light, you can zip tie this and it would stay there forever. And just test that you're getting your data coming in. And if it is all good, then you can mount it properly. And normally you'll probably zip tie this almost on the bottom of the A-frame, because you've got to think if you put it on the inside and then you kind of look directly at your tyres, it has to go through that main chassis rail. So if it's on the bottom, it can see it more easily. And then we also do include a mounting nut bracket here, so you can actually mount it down. Obviously using this steel bracket here, and there's some screws and other bolts for that. Again, up to you how you sort of mount it. You can do it however you want. Just obviously zip tie it in place first and test that you have it coming through. You have the signal coming through. So that's the repeater. Basically, that's where you get in the kit. So fairly straightforward. Then we'll go to the head unit now, and we'll install the app and we'll set it up. So before you start the head unit up, just turn the Bluetooth on your phone off. We just do this because otherwise you're going to get your Android Auto or your Apple CarPlay pop up like wirelessly. So we've got that off. Come into here, we do need to give the unit like internet. Now you can hook to your house, Wi-Fi, hotspot to your phone, or if you have a SIM card in your like unit, it's going to have Wi-Fi the whole time anyway. So you won't have to like worry about it. Now sometimes what you have to do here is you need to, I'm just seeing if my hotspot's going to come up on my phone. Seems to be an issue with like the Apple phone. Sometimes you just got to turn it off and back on. I just turn my hotspot off and back on my phone, and normally that sorts it out. Don't know why that is. There you go. Okie dokie. Sorry. That should come through. Now, once you've given the unit internet, what we want to do is we just want to go into the into a browser and just head to the Vhedia website. I'm just going to go TPMS Vhedia and hopefully it gives me the page coming up earlier. There we go. We just want to go to the product page, which is what I'm getting to anyway. Now what I want to do is I want to scroll down to the bottom of the page here, and at the bottom we've got click here to download. That's how we're going to get the app onto our head unit. Going to get that, click the download button here. And download anyway. Now we'll always keep the latest version on our page here, so you can come back and get it. So let's open it here. If you're on our like M or like X like series, it could be a bit different. I'm on like the M series here, but it's basically going to be the same. Click allow, click install. Now that's installed. Now I just want to click done, and we'll go to the home screen, and then we'll look for all our apps, and we will see it come up there, TWTWS. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add it onto the home page here, because I want to have it on the home page. Because the quick way to get to it obviously is if you can train a steering wheel by button or like something to like take you back to the home screen, and then like bang on that, and then go home again, and then like back to your CarPlay or like Android Auto. If you get alarms or whatever, they're going to pop up anyway. But that's the app installed. Okay, so now we've got the app installed. Now what we want to do is we do want to get our receiver, our USB receiver, and we're going to put that in. So like that kit before I showed you, it's all in here. Here's the receiver. We're going to plug that into our USB here. Now majority of the time I would probably suggest people obviously tuck the cable up under here, and you end up mounting this probably kind of like up against here, but like underneath the seat here, or just directly underneath the seat, or you could even put it underneath the center console here if you want to lift that up, or whatnot. Now the ideal obviously is like your tires are like around here, and if it's kind of in the middle of the car down there, it's sort of like a short way, you know, for signals to come in. So that is like why we're like mounting it there. You could put it in other places, but we've found out that is the best place for the range and whatnot. So we will stick it there. So I'll just show you what's going to happen now. I will plug that receiver in. And you're going to get this here and go, yes please, always, and go okay. Now every time the car starts, it's going to get that coming in now. Yes please, allow to display that. It's obviously a beeping at me, and there we go. The app's all started up, and it's been a bit like a noisy. You can just push that button so we get rid of the noise for now. Now you want to grab your sort of sensors. So number one, front left. You can see it's here, right? So number one is our front left. We'll just cover the first 4 for now, because majority of people are going to probably set up 4, and then in the next part of the video we will cover the caravanning part. So some people can skip the caravanning part because they won't be putting them on there, or they doesn't got the caravan on at the moment. So what we want to do is we want to grab out our spanner, a lock nut, and I'll show you what we do here. Sensor number 1, front left. Alright. So I've just got an older one on here, all like ready, which I will take off because we don't need that. Right. Spin it on. Now it's up to you if you use like these like nuts are more for a fifth than actually like holding these on. Travelled some fairly good roads with these, or bad roads I should say, and they don't come off if they're just screwed on. But again, depending where you live, if people like to sort of like knock these off, and some people do, I don't know why you would, because they got no use for anyone else. But anyway, that's what you get. So screw on the lock nut, screw on the sensor, and here it goes. Screw it till it's tight. Bring that back again a bit, and then you can get your little spanner in here and give it a little shimmy up, and there you go. Number 1's on. So all going well, we should have something on our screen here, and you can see we do. We got 32.7 psi coming in and 29 degrees. That's what we want to see. So that's like working. So I'll quickly go around now and I'll do all 4, and we'll just check we have more coming in. If you have any issues, unscrew the sensor, screw it back on, see if that fixes it. If you still have an issue, it could be a battery issue or a faulty sensor. A faulty sensor could be pretty rare. I know batteries can happen. Try to replace the battery. If you're still having issues, get in touch with us, we'll sort you out. But you should screw them on and you should be good. We've gone around and you can see I've put them all in, and we can see we've got our pressures all coming in and some temps. Now what you can do is you can go for a drive if you want, and we'll just keep an eye on them over the next few days and see how it all works. So that is the car setup in the app here. Now if you come into TPMS setup, you can see, okay, a pop-up alert will come up. So that's kind of what you saw before. So no matter like what you have going on in here, it's going to beep and you're going to get that sort of bar coming up. So sound alert can be like off or on. That's currently off because I pushed the mute button up the top there. Spare tyre, caravan selection I will cover soon. Tyre interchange is if you obviously swap the other tyres around. Now majority of people, external like sensors, you might as well just like spin them off and spin them back on. For example, if you swap a 1 and 4, just take the sensors off and let's swap them around, or you can do it on here as well. This is like more for if you have an internal sensor obviously and you can't just spin it off. But for example 1, 2, so that's going to say, do you want to confirm to swap a 1 and 2 around? I won't, because I want to leave it as it is. So always 1, 2, 3, 4 is the positions. But so what it would be doing is like changing the sensors so each sensor has a unique ID, and I'll just swap these 2 around. Oh, there we go. That's fine. Temperature unit PSI, so you're probably going to have that. Now if we're in here, you can see we've got high pressure alarm, low pressure alarm, high temp alarm. So you can change these obviously. So obviously first axle is like 1 and 2, and like second axle is like 3 and 4. Obviously sometimes you might need to have these like different if the back tires obviously have a bit more like sort of weight on them with a caravan or like whatnot. But anyway, come to sort of modify, you can do whatever you need to do here. Drag these up and down as you want and click done. So you can see I just changed it to 45.9, 26.1, high temp still the same. That's pretty straightforward. Low battery warning, connection error warning. They'll just give it warnings if the batteries and the sensor are low. That's basically how you set your high and low pressure alarms, and also your high temp alarm. You're also going to get like auto alarms if there's a quick increase in temp or quick increase or decrease in tire pressure. Those ones that you don't have to set, that are just going to come up anyway. Now I'll just show you what happens if we turn the unit off. So this is obviously, you turn the car off, you jumped out, blah blah blah, jump back in the car. What is normally going to happen is, and it won't happen here because I've got the Bluetooth on my Alexa phone off, is it's going to come and like sort of pop up to like the tire watcher one if you didn't have anything else going on, or if you had like a CarPlay, it's going to pretty much like sort of show the tire watcher app, and then your CarPlay or like Android Auto is going to pop up. So that's how that works. And obviously to get back into it, you just like click on it and home back to your apps. So that basically covers like setting it up as a car and setting your pressures. Now this is for a caravan trailer setup. So if you've got a caravan or trailer and have to set that up as well, here we go. This is what we're going to do. If you don't have one of those and you only have the 4 sensors, you can skip this part. But basically we're coming into TPMS setup, caravan selection. This was like a 6 sensor kit, so obviously you got a few different options here. We've got obviously like a single axle caravan, a dual axle caravan. There's a couple different options here for trailers, also like different stuff going on. But so majority of people are going to use that one or that one. Now if we go back, you can see we have this coming up now, and you can just click that again to stop that like beeping sound. Now you can see if we come in here, 5 and 6 are set up. So what you have to do is screw it on like these, and we'll get so pressure and temps are like coming through into these. Now majority of like people like driving along, okay, drop the caravan off, cool, just touch the caravan's gone. When you hitch back up, you touch the caravan's back. So that's how you can deal with that. And we're going exactly the same way you screwed on these other sensors is how you put on like those ones. Don't have a caravan on at the moment, so I've actually just put one on the spare tire and one on the airbag, just to show you like what would happen. So normally just screw them onto your caravan, and you get others coming through again. Again, obviously we're getting like an alarm here because that's obviously like low pressure for like 5 pounds in an airbag. Now the only other extra thing you have to do with your caravan is, if it's a single axle caravan, you might get away without using the repeater. Now the only way you're going to find out is try and screw a sensor on, screw it off to the edge of the threads, so it's basically like all the way off, but it's still just like hanging in the same position, so it's not engaging the valve at all. We want to do that and not take it off completely, because if we take it off completely and like put it like somewhere else, then it isn't going to give us a true indication. So screw it off to the very edge of the thread, come through and see if you get your alarm coming on here. If you do, that's a pretty good sign. You might be able to get away without like using a repeater. Again, you're going to have to go for a test drive, see if you get your pressures and your temps coming through reliably. If you don't, you're going to get like a no signal come through. So you have to test. If you're not getting it coming through, or it's a bigger caravan, you need the repeater. We suggest using a repeater anyway, because it's just going to provide like reliability, and sort of make sure every like signal we're going to hit and get our pressures and temps are coming in. So again, haven't got the caravan like with me here, but this here would like basically be like mounted like somewhere in the caravan. I'll zip tie it to like test it, and You can actually even just power this off. It's like a 9-volt like battery if you just want to sort of like take sort of zip tie it all in a location, like just to like test it. Go for a drive. You probably want to go for a drive for 20 to 30 minutes. Make sure your pressures and temps are coming in. Cool, all coming in, all good. You can mount it like properly there. If you're still getting no signal, try and move the repeater a bit further back, or it may be underneath the chassis. You've got to kind of think about it as sort of a line of sight. You kind of want this to be able to see the tires as best as possible. So you wouldn't want to have like a big water tank in the way or something, you know what I mean? So that's basically it. That's how you do the caravan part and the repeater. Yeah, that covers all your setup. Any issues, just get in touch with us. Just a little video here too, like actually just showing you what happens when you have an alarm come on. Wouldn't matter like what app or like what you had going on the head unit here. I'll go and spin a sensor off and you will see. So just spin that to the edge of its like thread, and you can see you've got a big bar coming up here. You can see you have leaking coming up. Now if you like, you want to turn off the beeping or whatever, just click that and it'll stop the beeping. You're still going to be, again, you're like alarms here. You can click the X button and you can say like no more reminders until a certain time. So it's going to say, okay, we won't tell you anymore. But you've still obviously got that issue going on there. So that's if you just want to be like, okay, no, I don't want to hear about it. I know what it is, it's all good. So that will just allow you to mute it, or probably need to stop, check out what's going on and have a look. But like sometimes obviously you might just have to shut it down, but that's just sort of like showing you what happens and how you can sort of mute it and stop those notifications coming in. Yeah, I just screwed that valve back on, all back on normal. That's basically covered it all there. So that's how the system works, how it installs, how it works on caravans, whatnot. We'll be bringing out some improvements on the app over time. Thanks very much.